when I first stepped into the studio in 2001, we had 5 kids. And a few years after that, we adopted and then had 6. So I had 6 children going from 9 months to 15 and a half. So Focus has helped me personally just be a parent through all of that, and now into the adult years with all the stuff going on in the media landscape and in social media and in the world and the view. So I need Focus on the Family, and I benefit from Focus personally.
Hey, look out. It's Faith Talk today. I am Rick Probst. Hope you're having another amazing Atlanta weekend. I just realized I had a fright that I need to go out and buy some more Christmas presents. In fact, I forgot about my wife. But please, John Fuller from Focus on the Family, don't tell her. And I promise to be good for next year. Hey, we're talking with John Fuller and Focus on the Family today. And you know, Focus, you tell us all the time how much you love Focus. And Focus continues to help marriages and families in crisis. And today we're going to focus on Focus and find out some of the great shows that they have. And this is the end of the year, and this is when they do the match. So when you give a donations, and I know you are giving, but it's matched, and it really helps double, if you will, the marriages and the families. We're going to talk to John in just a second. Hey, thank you so much for downloading our podcast and watching us on the YouTube and also Facebook. We had, as I mentioned to John, we had 30,000 plus views with Jan Markell just a few weeks ago, and John's going to give us at least 60,000. So we're pretty pumped about that. So thank you so much. Download our podcast at faithtalkatlanta.com or wherever you get your podcast. John, not just because you're here, but you've been on the show many times. In fact, I remember when you came in studio in Atlanta a few years back. This was BC, before COVID.
Yes.
And you came in and you just cut up really well with us, and we've fallen in love with you, and we appreciate you. But when it's time to get serious, you do that as well. So thank you very much. All right, Christmas time at the Fuller house. There's 3 boys, 3 girls. What's going on this year?
Well, this year it's all of, oh, by the way, I won't tell your wife. You know my address, however. So there's just, you could help me, I'll help you. It's a win-win. So we're going to have all of us together. And so I've got 3 girls that are all flying in just prior to Christmas. My mom is coming.
Oh, wow.
She's recently widowed. My dad passed away in the fall. So Mom is going to spend her first Christmas without Dad with our chaotic family, and it's going to be chaos. One of my daughters already invited somebody over on Christmas Day, and some young lady she has a heart for. It's going to be noisy. It's going to be lots of food throughout the day. It's going to be some games and some walks because I think it's going to be pretty nice out, and it'll be a rich time. It's different when they're all adults. It's good. Unfortunately, all of their dogs won't be joining us, so that's especially nice. Oh, my word.
Now, does Dina get, no doubt she gets pumped with all the kids coming home, but is she busy about making sure everything's in order? I mean, the lights, the tree, the blah, 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 you name it, the stockings are hung with care.
We have been doing it. Yeah. We started before Thanksgiving. It was like, this is a really nice weekend before Thanksgiving. I'm getting on the roof now before the snow hits. And that was good timing. So lights are up. 33 years now. We've gone up to the National Forest to get a tree. We go find a Charlie Brown tree and cut it down and bring it home and make it look good. Dina has been thinking through, what are we going to serve? What's it going to look like? The stockings are out.
Yeah. So,
and then there's this open hand because our children are adults and they have different ideas about how to celebrate. And what's really rich right now is watching them interact with each other. And it's sort of like, I can just listen in on various conversations and it's good. It's generally good.
I spoke with Greg Smalley a few weeks ago, and we talked about Christmas, and he's one of those brutal game people. So I said, hey, what are you going to do? He goes, well, we're going to do games. And so you guys aren't brutal, are you?
No, not. Okay. Okay, I won't tell your wife. You can't tell my wife I said this, Rick, but when you play a simple board game, the competitive nature of Dina Fuller comes out, and it's like take no prisoners. Doesn't matter what game we're playing. It's like she is going for the win, and I suspect we'll see a little bit of that this holiday season.
That's awesome. I hope you guys enjoy every second.
We will.
I know
Thanks.
you will. Focus on the family. You hear Focus here at Faith Talk Atlanta, and you can go to the website, and there's so many resources there. John, I wanted to pick your brain a little bit. We do want to talk about the match because that's very important. Because basically, we're looking at not only year end here, but to look ahead to 2025. And there's so many needs, and there's so many marriages and families that need Focus's help, and that's what you guys do oh so well. As you look back in 2024, what was epic for you, do you think?
Well, okay, so real quick, epic. For us, Jim and I have done about 3,900 days of programming together. So
Mm,
we're closing in on 4,000. That's pretty epic.
yeah.
What a joy and treat to sit with him in the studio and to talk with so many interesting people. We launched podcasts, we had books come out, we had various marriage retreats that we spun up. We're expanding our Hope Restored marriage intensives for couples who are struggling. We launched Age and Stage e-newsletters for parents that offers this kind of a drip irrigation for your child. Let's say you have a 12-year-old. Well, first of all, good for you. Be courageous. Do not fear. But lean in on that. Well, what do you do with a 12-year-old? Well, we will help you. We'll feed you information on a regular basis that says this is what 12-year-olds are typically thinking. This is what they're feeling. This is where they're at physically. And this is what you can do as a parent to be proactive. And then when they turn 13, we'll tell you about that. When they turn 15, we'll tell you how to manage that. Let's say they're 2. We'll help you understand what it means when they develop that little no. So we've got a great tailor-made experience for you with your kids and 47 and a half years of wisdom, experience, collected resources. It's coming to you when you sign up for Age and Stage newsletter, and you can do that at the website. Those are some of the highlights. How about Odyssey and 1,000
Oh my
episodes?
gracious. Oh my.
That's pretty crazy. 1,000 episodes for a children's drama that helps kids think biblically about life, about siblings, about family, about school, about being bullied, about being a friend. That biblical lens is so important, and literally generations have been influenced for Christ through Adventures in Odyssey.
I just spoke with someone. I can't remember if it was at church or if it was at the office or somewhere out in public somewhere. And they were talking about that they grew up with Odyssey. And these were folks that had children, kind of younger children. And they still make it a habit to, they listen on Sunday night on the radio station near them or maybe they stream it. I don't know. But I thought, wow, that is so cool. And I have heard that there are even grandchildren that are listening to Odyssey because of grandparents
Mm-hmm.
getting involved in that. I love how Focus is able to, as you taught, you broke it down with the 2-year-olds and the 13-year-olds and the 15-year-olds, how there's so many resources, and that the staff that you have keep their ear to the ground on what's going on now. I mean, there's so many changes. It's not the 70s anymore. It's 2024, 2025. So you guys really manage on that. How do you think that you guys have managed that, and also with marriage and families, just to stay on course?
I'll just say, Rick, because we're living it.
Yeah.
This is life for us. So what do we need? I mean, we do pay attention to all the response that we get in the social media conversations and the news out there and
Yeah.
social studies. We pay attention to all of that, but it's pretty easy because we're living it. I mean, when I first stepped into the studio in 2001, we had 5 kids. And a few years after that, we adopted and then had 6. So I had 6 children going from 9 months to 15 and a half. So Focus has helped me personally just be a parent through all of that. And now into the adult years with all the stuff going on in the media landscape and in social media and in the world and the view. So I need Focus on the family, and I benefit from Focus personally. I'm also a donor. Just I'll say that real quick. I'll encourage your friends who are listening and watching to consider donating. I've donated for years, my wife and I, through the Friends of the Family ongoing monthly support. It comes out of my debit card and helps the ministry just kind of know this money's coming in on a regular basis. And we've even named Focus in our will. I mean, I'm full in on Focus. I'm not just an employee. I'm a donor, and I'm not just a donor. I'm a constituent who benefits. Can I share a story real quick?
Yeah, absolutely.
This is kind of the beauty of what God's allowed us to do. It leads with a radio show, and that's where we started in 1977. But God's enabled us to have so much more to help families. So we heard from a gal named Katessa who said, "I've been listening to your show during my daily walks, and they've made a significant difference in my life, especially with my children."
Hmm.
Okay, so that's a mission for us, is to come alongside parents and to say, you're not crazy, you're doing great. It's these kids. You just have to maybe approach them this way. Um, the show provides me with a chance to unwind and listen. My therapist recommended the show, and I found myself wanting to listen after leaving her office so I could continue my personal growth.
That's
That's
all.
perfect. We're trying to help individuals in their walk with Christ. Maybe they're not even married. If they're married, we want to help you, grow in your faith with your spouse. If you have kids, we want to help you shepherd that relationship well, help those kids be strong emotionally, and hopefully you can help them know Jesus and walk with him. You can't make that happen, but you can show up and you can plant seeds and you can pray. All of that to say, we're trying to help families thrive in a world that isn't really wired to help us thrive. And so, as we've been able to do that, God's been good. And certainly, people praying for us and donating has made a big, big difference in what we've been able to do.
We're talking with John Fuller from Focus on the Family. There's so much impact going on there, Focus. And they talk about couples and marrieds and kids, but they're strong in talking about Jesus and leading people to the Lord. I can't remember exactly the stats and which Focus member I was talking to, but we were talking about salvations. And the numbers of people that get saved when they call in or they connect or they send emails or text or whatever is off the chain. So it's
Yeah.
so huge here.
Yeah, yeah. So we're a family ministry, but we want to connect people to the author of family.
Yeah.
And so God designed family for all sorts of wonderful purposes. And we just feel like as a Christian ministry, it's important for us to lead with Jesus, not because you have to be a believer to have a good family.
Right.
It helps.
Yeah.
It's not just a formula that you apply. So I'm a believer, so my family is great. It's messy, but we do survey work, and it's kind of like that 1 to 10 scale. Everybody gets these surveys. Would you take a survey for buying a hamburger? Would you take a survey for getting your car washed, for going to this place, for doing this or that? So we do survey work, and 190,000 people in the past 12 months have made commitments to
My,
Jesus Christ. They've made either a commitment or a recommitment to follow and walk with Jesus. That's for a family ministry. 190,000 people saying, focus on the family on a 9 or a 10 scale helped me. So we really helped 190,000 people come to know the Savior or know him more deeply. That's phenomenal. I love that. My wife will remember that she wanted me to commit to taking her to the mission field. And I said, I can't commit to do that. I'm on the radio worldwide, and just in the US, 190,000 people came to know Jesus as a result of the ministry I work for. I think I'm on the mission field.
that is amazing. There's so much awe in that, isn't there? It's just an oh my God moment in what God is doing. And
Yeah,
that's got to be humbling at the same time, right?
it's totally him. And lest anybody feel like my delight is in what we've accomplished.
Right.
No, it's in what God is
Right.
doing so graciously. And he's knit together this team of people here in Colorado and at our various Hope Restored locations and literally around the world with associate offices. And he's brought together faithful partners, people who listen, who watch, who attend events, who buy resources, who share the word. He's brought donors along. He's brought so many tools. He's brought churches that we can partner with. And so all together, Focus on the Family has had this wonderful opportunity for 47 plus years to reach out and to touch hurting people, to encourage people in the faith, and to activate the church. And with your help and prayers, we'll see God continuing to do that in 2025.
Now, John, let's talk about donations, because people do give, and they give in so many ways. But now if they give in December, it's matched. It's the match program. And talk about how far that goes. Obviously, it doubles, right?
Yes. And just the other day, I was talking to somebody on our donor team. He said it's over $6.5 million now that has come in, designated as the match. And so what that means is we've got some donors who have set aside money and said 100% of what's raised will be matched dollar for dollar. So if you like a bargain, here's a great way to double your dollars. And so effectively, if you could make a one-time gift of $50, that becomes $100 and helps us reach twice as many families, gives them hope, helps them make it through this holiday season and beyond into a healthy 2025. So now's a great time to double that impact and to donate when you call or go onto the website.
That is so cool. You can do that, focusonthefamily.org. You can go to faithtalkatlanta.com and click the Focus on the Family link there. We make it as easy as possible, and we appreciate you giving generously because these guys have, over the years, 47, I think John said.
That's right.
Given and given and given and given. And it is oh so good. Real quick, we got to go, John, but I do want to ask you, what are you excited about in 2025, both maybe for yourself and your family, and Focus? What's going on?
I'm excited about the possibility of Adventures in Odyssey being animated.
Oh, wow.
That's something that we're talking about. We have a new documentary coming out with Oz Guinness about the importance of thinking biblically about family and about the culture and about truth, capital T truth, to really arm and equip and embolden believers that we are people of the book. And we need to hold on to the book of truth, the scripture. Just personally, I'm hoping that my wife can turn a corner on some physical challenges and kind of regain her energy and her adventurous spirit. She is an adventurer at heart who's a little bit grounded right now. And so hopefully she'll be able to turn the corner on that, and we'll be able to have a thriving 2025 in all ways, not excluding the physical stuff.
Thanks for sharing that with us. We will pray, and I mean that. We will pray for Dina, and we appreciate you. John, always a great time with you. You're amazing. Someday, maybe we'll get in a studio again together, face to face. That's a blessing for me, maybe a curse for you. I don't know.
No. It could be a blessing. It could be a win-win if you come here and do your show from our studio.
Hey, who do I see in Salem about that? Let me
we'll figure out. We'll try to make that happen for you. If not, I'll see you in Atlanta. That would be great. I'd love it.
That's awesome. Thank you, John. I appreciate it. John Fuller, Focus on the Family. Go to focusonthefamily.org and give today. Remember that if you give in December, or when you give in December, it is matched, and 2025 is going to be off the hook, guys. Check it out. Hey, thank you so much for watching and listening. And yes, you can listen to this again on our podcast, faithtalkatlanta.com. You can watch it again, and please share it. You have already. We just encourage you to continue to do that. Have a good week. And next week, another stellar guest on Faith Talk Today. I'm Rick Probst. See ya.